A lot can happen in a week. Some of it good, some of it bad, some of it downright ugly. When faced with intriguing developments in the week's news, we turn to a rotating panel of non-experts to parse the good, the bad, and the ugly of it all. On today's panel, Jack Young, Artistic Director of the Houston Shakespeare Festival and head of the University of Houston's Professional Actor Training Program.
Good morning.
Joy Sewing, news columnist for the Houston Chronicle, and Raul Ramos, Associate Professor of History at UH.
Hi,
Jack,
Craig.
Joy, Raul, hello, welcome.
Good morning.
Howdy.
Panel, the State Board of Education Wednesday approved changes, some 4,200 of them, to its elementary and secondary school curriculum. The changes to the Bible-infused Bluebonnet Learning curriculum came this week after an initial vote was delayed in January. Board members then cited copyright concerns, formatting errors, and typos that needed to be fixed. It's not clear what it will cost ultimately to make the changes, but you can rest assured taxpayers will bear that burden. The Reading and Language Arts curriculum, first approved in 2024, attracted national attention then for its references to the Bible and Christianity. According to the TEA, those references make up only a fraction of the curriculum, but analysis from Rice's Baker Institute finds the reading curriculum skews heavily in favor of Christianity. As the Texas Tribune's Jaden Edison reported this week, its critics are also concerned the materials downplay America's history of racism and slavery. Corrections to Bible-infused K-8 curriculum have been approved, and taxpayers will foot the bill. Is this good, bad, or ugly? Jack Young, start us off.
I think it's ugly 6 ways from zero.
Oh, my God.
I don't know how many ways. Okay, if you're going to have an agenda, at least spell it AGENDA. It would be great if you could at least advance it in a way that I don't know which way to start to get this on a cleaner track. So that's about as far as I can go with it. It's Texas is a lot bigger state than just the Christian mindset that it might have. I did see a couple things on Facebook where folks were showing how places that were mandated to put the Ten Commandments up on that same wall had all sorts of other philosophical points of view that placed it, at least in some context, that it was one among many. That was a pretty cool thing, but I don't think that was somewhere within the 4,200 mistakes. I mean, I hope the count was accurate in how many mistakes they made, because maybe we need to go back and count again to make sure all 4,200 are corrected. Are we sure that's not 8,400? I mean, they only counted half of them. So, yeah, I'm out.
Who's to say?
Good, bad, or ugly, Joy Sewing?
I agree. It's bad and ugly. When this was very controversial when it was passed, and now here we are, and it looks like, from what I'm understanding, that schools have an option to opt into it, but if they don't, the ones who opt into it get a financial benefit, right?
I think it's $60 per pupil, something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could sell donuts, though.
Yes. So basically bribing to
Well, if you have 1,000 students, that's $$60,000 more a year. You hire another teacher.
$60
or
divided into 4,200
Absolutely.
mistakes is.
But here's the thing: is that if you know that this is so controversial, it seemed like there should have been due diligence to make sure that there were no mistakes. The TEA is saying that the factual errors are minimal. And it just to me, it continues to signal concern or lack thereof concern for students, what they're learning, and it's all to push an agenda, which is another form of indoctrination. I said it.
You got $70, 70 mistakes per dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
The answer to your question is 14.2857 and
okay.
remainder. Good, bad, or ugly, Raul?
Well, I have this feeling, it feels very familiar. They rushed it. Clearly, this is a sloppy job. And we're kind of getting used to that with AI slop everywhere. And I think, our children deserve better. And in terms of correcting errors, I mean, that's not the errors they're pointing out is not the central error, which is that it's a missed opportunity to find out about our neighbors, to instill curiosity and empathy in our kids, and rather than essentially turning public schools into Sunday schools. I think there'd be a lot of Sunday school teachers that probably disagree with that curriculum as well. So this is not popular.
Panel, when the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo kicks off on Monday, a new food vendor with an old recipe will take part. Beyonce's mother, Tina Knowles, says she will serve a family favorite at the fairgrounds at Mama Tina's Gumbo. Yes, Knowles and the rest of the family has talked about her gumbo for years. As Cron Culture reporter Jamil David notes, the recipe is, quote, familiar to the way the gumbo masters in David's family and community prepare their own version and lacks unnecessary additives that whack gumbo always seems to feature. I believe he noted corn as an example.
Corn?
Corn should not be in gumbo.
At all.
But you'll be able to judge for yourself. Mama Tina's gumbo at the rodeo. Is this good, bad, or ugly? Joy.
Okay, so I have to come clean. I am an expert on this.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Okay.
Haven't sampled or had.
We'll allow
had-
you to give your
Okay.
opinion anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So haven't had Mama Tina's gumbo in her home at her dinner table. I would have to say it's pretty doggone good. And I'm excited for this. I'm excited for her. I have been covering that family since the girls were teens. So it's nice to see her make this transition into this, and it's about time. So I'm excited.
Yeah, the ingredients and the recipe itself seem pretty straightforward, right?
You know what? I love a good bowl of gumbo, and she has a pretty good one.
Okay.
First-hand knowledge.
Good, bad, or ugly, Raul?
Well, as a non-expert, I was thinking about what these whack ingredients and unnecessary additives, which did remind me a little bit of, the movement to get rid of additives in general and, go back to basics. So I was going to co-opt the MAGA movement and call it "Make Amazing Gumbo Again."
Okay.
Yeah,
Nah.
my wife
Leave it
said
over
I shouldn't say
there.
that either.
Leave it over
Okay.
there.
Jamil David's description there reminded me of other traditional dishes that people seem to incorporate ingredients into. We're like, what are you even doing? Like I'm hearing more and more about, and not so much that it's happening more and more, so much as I'm hearing people outraged about the possibility that somebody's putting raisins in potato salad, as an example. And I share that outrage. But anyhow, good, bad, or ugly, Jack.
Sorry, I'm trying to get my brain back from the raisins. And I will sit here as the complete ignorant person when it comes to gumbo. I know it's over there, and it does show up on this side of the state line and over here. And it's great for keeping it simple, stupid, the KISS method. And sometimes Houston is so crazy about food that why don't we wreck two other cuisines into it and come up with some great fusion? And fusion is great sometimes in a nuclear reactor that it could make power things. And sometimes it blows up. And so I'm all for simple ain't easy.
Yeah.
To make things simply actually takes a lot of care and attention. And so I will follow your good lead, ma'am. If you're saying this is the way it's done and it's done well, then okay, that's where we should be.
To me, it seems like the debate over gumbo should be about which traditional ingredients to include and which ones you may choose not to. For example, I am a big fan of chicken and sausage gumbo.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of some other traditional ingredients that can go into gumbo, so I kind of stick to that. I think I'm allowed in the room.
Which ones are you stepping clear of?
The fishier
Okay.
Like
items.
the shrimp and crab.
Shrimp and
Right.
crab. It's just
All
not.
right.
It's not for me. But is that okay, or do you feel like that? No, those have to be a part of it.
No, I think you have your seafood and then you have chicken and sausage. I think it's a preference.
Yeah.
I'm not from Louisiana. I'm not a gumbo aficionado, but I don't like okra in my gumbo.
That was
Okay.
my
That's
question.
fair.
That
That's
was my
fair.
question.
But I have learned that if you cook it the right way, it's not slimy. So
Yeah.
I've learned that. over the
Okay,
years.
Fried
you're going to have
okra.
to introduce me to those folks because I've yet to found that. And they're like, no, it's really great. I'm like, I'm sorry. Oh, that's not the one. It's a different one. Like, okay, that's the one I don't do.
Finally, panel, a new study published in the journal Science just last week finds baby chicks may link certain sounds with shapes just like human beings do. As NPR's Nell Greenfield-Boyce reported, researchers conducted a set of experiments that seem to suggest baby chickens, like humans, associate the nonsense word booba with roundness and kiki with spikiness. In one experiment, the chicks were first taught to expect food when going behind a panel decorated with a shape that was both blobby and spiky. They were then shown a blob-like shape on one panel and a spiky one on another, and the researchers then played either the booba or kiki sound repeatedly and watched as the chicks significantly preferred to go to the rounded shape when they heard booba and the spiky shape when they heard kiki. This booba kiki effect has been studied for decades, as it turns out, and has been demonstrated in 4-month-old human infants, but could not be replicated in baby chimpanzees or gorillas. But now with chickens, yeah, apparently they distinguish the sounds and connect them with the corresponding shapes. Booba or kiki? Just ask a baby chicken. Is this good, bad, or ugly, Raul?
Well, I have to say, I kind of expect this because when I was a kid, I grew up in San Antonio, and we get in the station wagon as a family and go up to San Marcos to Aquarina Springs. I don't know if you all ever went to Aquarina Springs when it was a thing. It was this little park in San Marcos that had mermaids, and Ralph the swimming pig was part of it, and it had a chicken that would play tic-tac-toe, and that tic-tac-toe playing chicken would win every time. It would blew me away. I mean, this is like 9-year-old.
Wait a minute, against who? Who's
Against,
playing
like you would get up there and play against the chicken, and
you'd lose tic-tac-toe?
I mean, this
Who
chicken
loses
was so
tic-tac-toe to
good.
anybody,
This
much less a chicken
was brilliant. I don't know. I was also like 7 or 6. I mean,
Okay.
I didn't know. I mean, and I was just amazed that this chicken could play tic-tac-toe. So yeah, I'm not surprised by this at all.
All right.
Okay, I was wondering where we were going to cycle back. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Chickens can do this. They can
Chickens
play
can-
tic-tac-toe,
right.
and they can understand human language.
Good, bad, or ugly, Jack?
Poker and bridge may be beyond them, but tic-tac-toe they say
Yes,
that. Okay.
absolutely.
I'm somewhat befuddled, I suppose, and maybe we've only just started these tests because I've got students that can't tell the difference between booba and tiki, so maybe they haven't had this lesson as infants, and that's why I'm having challenges at graduate level because they haven't had the training of booba and tiki. Kiki. Okay, cool. So maybe I'll start trying that in some of my work now with some of the students to kind of catch them up on the spiky kiki and the round booba.
Well,
and that might
when you
line
need
things up.
them to enter stage left, make sure there's a rounded entrance.
there we go.
And say booba.
Yes.
And when you need them to enter stage right, have a spiky entrance and say kiki, and see what
great.
happens.
And stage combat stuff that we do, I think the kiki is working out really well. But the other
Yeah.
stuff, I'm not. Maybe it's where we're missing out on the booba stuff. That's not going so good.
All right. Good, bad, or ugly, Joy?
I don't know. It's interesting, I guess. But when you say booba, that sounds round.
It's like
you know,
Labubu.
It sounds right. Like, exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking Labubu.
And it's just I would be curious, like, what was the intonation in the voice? Booba, kiki sounds like like spiky and I don't know.
I taught at Duke University,
Yeah.
which has 2 campuses, and was originally the men's campus and the women's campus. And the women's campus was all Georgian architecture, which was all curvilinear and domes. And the men's campus was all Gothic and all spiky and up. And like, okay, did we
interesting.
need to make this any more
Yes.
apparent that the sciences are over here with the spikes and the humanities are over here with the curve?
I don't know if it's related or not, but there used to be a public television series called Booba. And the characters of Booba were blobby.
Yeah.
And so there might be a relationship to this here. All I know is, as somebody who programmed a public television station for a number of years, I found there was very little viewership for it during the day. But when I played it at 3 o'clock in the morning, ratings went through the roof.
Right, that 420 was probably going really, really
Yeah,
well.
about 4:20
the
a.m. went really,
Teletubbies,
really, really
the-
well. Like,
yes.
it was a Booba Teletubbies
Yeah,
hour,
okay.
as a matter of fact.
Chickens.
Jack Young is artistic director of the Houston Shakespeare Festival and heads the University of Houston's professional actor training program. Joy Sowing's a news columnist for the Houston Chronicle. Raul Ramos is an associate professor of history at UH. Jack, Joy, Raul, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Chris.
Have a good weekend.